Hello Flosstube friends and welcome. I am Lisa and this is my channel Cross by Floss, where I talk about my love of cross stitch and life blabbings. So welcome if you are a returning viewer, and if you are a new viewer, and I hope you love what you see and will consider subscribing and liking and hitting the notification bell. I very rarely say those things, mostly because it's not I don't do Flosstube for numbers, but I do know that there are Flosstubers that I watch, and so if you hit subscribe or the notification, then you get told basically by YouTube when a new video pops up. And sometimes if I don't do that to Flosstubers or YouTubers that I like, I miss, some videos that they post, and then I mean, binging is not a problem for me, but then I do need to go and binge quite a bit because I have missed them in the queue. And for me also, I share an account with the Little, and the Little puts on some very interesting things. And so in my history or my search, or if I want to find new videos, I really have to search. Got to get that kid her own account. It's getting bad. She's heading into preteen. I mean, she's 10, almost 11. She'll be 11 this year. Just a few months, honestly. And the preteen years are, and her varied, wide variety of things that she likes is, So anyways, welcome after that long spiel. I hope you are all doing well. It's been 2 weeks since I have uploaded a video, and in that 2 weeks, a lot has happened in our world, hasn't it? And so I would just like to say prayers to everyone who is affected. In my neighborhood, we have quite a few Ukrainian and Russian families, and the community support that has outpoured is fantastic in really my cul-de-sac, aka neighborhood, which is quite large, and they're so worried about their family that is back in their countries, and it is prayers to everybody affected. Okay. So what has happened in the 2 weeks? Well, Valentine's Day happened, and while Mr. G was not home for Valentine's Day, he still spoiled me. And so I normally don't do I brag? I don't know that I brag, but I'm very, I am so impressed by how thoughtful he is. And so I'm going to put a picture of the flowers, and then I had texted him while we were in Portland, my daughter and I, and he has always said, buy yourself a purse, buy yourself, I want you, these are gifts from me to you, while I can't do them in person for you all the time, and so we will FaceTime, and he'll be like, do you like that one? And yeah, anyways, so he bought me a beautiful bag from Kate Spade, and it's the outlet store in Portland, and so 75% off, which makes my heart happy because I love a deal. And then he was able to buy me something that I wanted, even though he couldn't be there, and be involved in the process. So I'll just insert 2 quick little pictures of the beautiful flowers that he gave me, and the bag that I bought with him, and yeah. So anyways, that happened. So I hope if you have you celebrated Valentine's Day, I hope you had a wonderful day. I also have a child who was born on Valentine's Day, and while he is not involved, he's decided to be the black sheep of the family. He's not involved in the family. That is still it will always be a day for me that celebrates him, and that. So, what else? Okay, so while we were in Portland, oh my gosh, I have a funny story. So, you know, honestly, there's going to be a little bit of chit-chatty in the beginning. So if you're not interested, you please scroll, you know, and when you see me holding up patterns, and I do have some cross stitch. It is a channel about cross stitch, but I told you like flappings too. So anyways, we are in the year of wedding planning, and my daughter and I are in the dress shopping phase of said wedding planning, and she is looking for a dress from a certain store that that designers, wedding dress designers, will donate their samples to, or like they're very they're designer dresses, and so they either get donated by the bride who's already worn it, or by the designer, their samples. And so she is, you know, way reduced prices. Like, she tried on a dress that if you had bought it, you know, from like a year ago or whatever, when the designer had their sample, it was $2,300, and it was $2,350, I think. And this store had it for $275 or something. So way reduced prices. And of course a little tailoring, you know, is going to be needed, and that's fine. But anyways, when we went to Portland, we went to the store, and you're allowed 15 dresses. You're allowed an hour, and they say in that hour you will be able to try on about 15 dresses. Challenge accepted. We tried on 18 dresses. We did not find anything, unfortunately, but we have narrowed down the style that she would like, and the size, because, you know, she's small. She's a small girl. She's tiny. And we thought that, you know, to get something in the size that she typically wears. We were told, no, go up at least a size. No, we actually had to go up 2 sizes. So totally fine. We now know kind of the style. So last weekend we also went to the same they have 4 stores around Washington and Oregon, and so we went to one that was here in Washington, and last weekend, and then this weekend, we have appointments for the other store that's in Seattle. So we're totally in the throes of dress shopping. But I tell you what, you know, her and I, and we had the little with us, and we've decided next time we go, the little's gonna have to stay home, because I mean, you know, when you have the little, you can't go into the bars and things like that, right? And it's lovely having adult children, because you can do these things with them now. And the nightlife in Portland is just so much fun. And anyways, I have stories about that, and I think that I will put that in my in a Stitch With Me video, so I won't. But anyways, it was a lovely dress shopping, and I'm going to insert a picture here. It is a wall outside the dress shop across the street, and it's this great big wall that had a plant. It has shrubs, trees, something, ivy, whatever, growing out, moss, I don't know, growing out of her head, so it looks like her hair. This thing is stunning, you guys. It's stunning. I'm wondering if there's like a poster or postcards or something of that. I never looked, but we're gonna go back to Oregon, of course, and I'm gonna have to look for it, because oh my gosh, it was stunning. Her and I were trying to get some really good pictures of it, and this was as good as I got. So anyway, what else happened? Oh, I had my doctor's checkup this last week, and you know, so I know I've mentioned this before, going through menopause, blah blah blah, right? Heat flashes. It's horrible, right? They just come on like all of a sudden. And while we're in Portland and we're shopping and everything, I was dying. I kept having to like leave. the stores we were in. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. Anyways, so, I explained to her, all my symptoms and what's going on. She goes, oh, well, it sounds like you're almost in the, you're heading towards the end of your menopause phase. And I'm like, fantastic. Does that mean, like, are we talking 3 days? Are we talking 3 months? Are we talking 2 years? Like, what are we talking? And she goes, yeah, all that. And I'm like, so not really at the end? Because we were talking about, like, do I want to take, some hormone therapy or whatever to help with the symptoms and stuff. And I was like, well, how far along are we? Like, are we getting close? Because if we are, no. Anyways, she was like, and you can help some of those symptoms by stopping caffeine and drinking. And I dead looked at her and I was like, for real? Because that means I'd have to give up chocolate, because I don't drink coffee. I drink flavored water. I'd have to give up coffee, and while I don't drink Coke or what is that, Mountain Dew, which has caffeine in it, I don't drink those things, but I do drink other things that probably have caffeine in it. And again, chocolate and drinking, for real, this is what gets me through. Like, and she goes, okay, well, it's your choice, like and I'm like, yeah, because life is worth living when I can have those things. So thank you. She was laughing. She's a lovely doctor. I like her a lot. Also, I want to say, speaking of doctors, I want to say thank you so much for the concern and comments regarding Odin. I had several of you reach out to me privately and ask how he's doing. He's fine. He's actually here, and you'll probably hear him snoring and or bark at some point during this video. And but currently he is fine. I do have an appointment to his regular vet for some blood work and that kind of thing to see, but he has not had any more seizures, which is great. And he seems like he's back to his old self. So, but thank you so much for reaching out, because y'all know how much I love my pups, and I know you all love yours as well. And yeah, so thank you. Mr. G came home after Valentine's Day. He was home, was it last week? I think it was last week. I don't know, I get my days and weeks all mixed up now. But he came home last Monday. And so, which was President's Day, right? He came home on the holiday. And so he was only home partially Monday and then Tuesday, and left Wednesday morning. But on Tuesday, he had to go to the chiropractor's because he texted me while he was on the road, and he said, here's my schedule. When I come home, I need you to make me an appointment for the chiropractor. And I know he had a fridge fell on him when he was about 10 years ago-ish, 8-10 years ago. And while he was in his appliance tech repair phase, and so he had surgery. He had back surgery to fix that. And along with that, he's had some neck issues. And so it's been bothering him. And when he asks to get an appointment, I know it's got to be really serious, because he is, all like, I'm He-Man, I can figure this stuff out. I'll just suffer through and do all the things. He doesn't sound like that. But anyway, so I know when he asks me for that, it's really bad. So we got him an appointment, and unfortunately I wasn't able to go to the doctor's appointment with him because I was working. And but he went, and it was not great. So so if you can think good thoughts, we do have a treatment plan. Hopefully, basically what has happened is his neck is trying to fuse together, and so he has a treatment plan that hopefully is going to reverse what has happened. And we're going to try that for a year and see, but it's a very painful process for him, and because he's in a truck for quite a long time, and you know, the seats bounce and roads, and it's not fun. So anyways, if you can think good thoughts, I would appreciate that. So yeah. And then yesterday my son came to me. This is so cute. My son came to me and he goes, Mom, do you know how to crochet? And I'm like, oh, of course I do. And he says, would you teach my girlfriend? And I'm like, of course I will. This makes my heart so happy. Maybe I'll get that girl into cross stitch too. I mean, my own children don't want to do it. Maybe I can get a girlfriend interested. Yeah, so anyways, okay, is that it? Oh, and then in my last video, I had talked about, you know, if you are interested in becoming a floss tuber and wanting to start floss tubing and sharing your love of cross stitch and crafting with the community as well. I had made an encouragement for that in my last video, and I had a few of you reach out to me and thank me for that. And you know, again, like I've said, you know, everybody has things that they can bring to the table that is different. And you know, while some people may be really into samplers, the people who upload things that are really sampler based, that's for them. And you know, people who like Little House Needleworks or the cutesy, you know, kinds of things, or you know, full coverage, or Mirabilias, or whatever your thing is. You know, there's something for everyone. And while, you know, some floss tubers, you know, rocket off and get thousands of subscribers, you know, within the first 4 videos, and others may only get 100 and some odd and may have 20 videos out there. They are all important. They all contribute to something, and someone out there appreciates what you're doing. So I encourage you, if you haven't started and want to, or you've started and are like, I don't know why I'm doing this, do it for the reasons why you want to do it for. I do it because I love sharing my cross-stitch journey, but I also have gotten some very good online friends that I hope one day I get to meet in person. And you know, you just, when you find that one little thing that you are all connected by, it's a wonderful thing. So okay, how about some cross stitch? I hope this is not going to be a long video, but you never know. Okay, let's do, I did not actually get a whole lot. Did I get a whole lot done? I don't know anymore what I've done. It's been 2 weeks. I did not get to stitch a whole lot when I was in Portland. Remember how I was like, I'm gonna pack up a couple of kits, I'll have so much time to cross stitch. I did not. I will also talk about that maybe in a floss stitch with me video, which maybe I'll do next weekend. We'll see. I know I'm dress shopping, and I don't know when Mr. G's coming home, so I'll figure it out at some point. But anyways, I have some very funny stories about our time in Oregon. Very little, if any, cross-stitching happened. And yeah, so one of the things that I pulled out in the past 2 weeks is the Scarlett House Autumn Alphabet. And I did a little bit, let me, if I can remember, I have a before picture, so I'll put that here. And then this is what I've gotten done since the last time. So I know that I've put in some more of the alphabet here, and then I added some more of one color of the border, and then I've added the little black border bits up on the top there. And that's that one. This is done on a 20 count, and it's actually done on a Lugana. Yeah, Lugana 20 count mushroom. Not my favorite. 20 count Ada is my favorite. That's not true. 16, 18, 20 count Ada is are things that I seem to be able to stitch on really well. This is nice to work in hand. However, if I do the sewing method, I think maybe I pull my stitches too tight and they get they hide behind the fabric, because this is it linen-esque? I don't know. Anyways, I have some Lugana, and I have stitched on it in the past, but it's definitely not going to be my go-to. I got excited when I saw that it was 20 count, and in my head 20 count equaled 20 count Ada, and it was not. I don't know. Anyways, so that's what I got done on that chart, and I will probably pull it out again at some point and put some more stitches on it, because it is something that I'd actually like to get done this year. Before autumn would be lovely. Okay, the other thing that I pulled out, and I have a little story on this one, is Pet All the Dogs by Teresa Kogut. Pet All the Dogs. And this ended up being part of my WhipGo, February WhipGo goal. Jessie Marie does stuff on Flosstube, and I don't know who she is on Instagram. I think it's the same, maybe not. Anyways, she is the creator of WhipGo, and I've done WhipGo for the last 2 years. This year I'm doing it a little differently than last year, and so anyways, she calls 2 numbers every month, and the 2 numbers that were called in February, one I didn't even get to. This was the other one, and it was working basically on a sampler, and the goal was 5 days for an hour a day. But then I also decided that this would be a great piece to work in honor of Betty White and what would have been her 100th birthday on the 17th of January, which unfortunately she passed away just before that happened. And so I thought on the 17th of every month, I would pull this out in honor of Betty White, because I grew up on her. I loved her. She was just so wonderful. And then she was also a huge animal activist or advocate. And this piece I'm doing not only in honor of our pups, Jedi, who passed away a couple of years ago, but also Betty White. So my intent is on the 17th of every month is to put 100 stitches in honor of what would have been her 100th birthday. And then also what I do is I donate to an animal shelter on that day, and something that revolves around 100. So whether it's 100 pounds of dog food, or 100 pounds of kitty litter, or 100 small cans of cat food, or, you know, like something that will, sometimes it's monetary, you know, $100, whatever it is, but just in honor of Betty White, and just to, yeah. So anyways, here is a before picture, I believe, of what I had done last month on Pet All the Dogs. And this is what I've gotten to now. So last night I worked in the roof. That was my day 5, and this was an hour of stitching, no joke. This, I think I had one more row to finish in the red here, and then I pulled out the part of the roof. Unfortunately, did not get all the fill-in done. I got really tired. But since the last time you saw it, I finished the tree here. I put in a couple of these doodads and some more of the alphabet. Is that the alphabet? Yes. And then started the house. And this house is a beast. And but I enjoy this. The colors in this are absolutely stunning. I am doing this on a piece of 16 count color and cotton called Camelot. So beautiful piece of fabric, and I love stitching on this. And so in March it will get pulled out for on the 17th, and 100 stitches will at least go into it. Yeah. So at the very least 1,200 stitches will go into it for the year, plus what I've done on my 5 days. And if the sampler gets called out, I mean, samplers will get called out again. I'll see if I'll pull that out and do some more in that. Okay, the next one I worked on was Miss Ginko by Nora Corbett. Love this. I don't know why my color's being weird. The light. It's a really dreary day here in Seattle, and yeah. You know, after all the cold weather that we had, and now it's turning into rain again. Like it's supposed to, and I'm looking to see if I can remember what the fabric is on this. Oh, it's on the tag. Okay, I will show you a before picture here. And then this is being done on a 16 count country French latte piece of Ada. 16 count, did I say yes? And I'm so impressed by the progress on this. I always have to remember which way it goes too. Oh, here it is. Okay. So, sorry. I've really worked a lot in this wing over here since the last time you saw that, or my progress picture. It is just lovely. I love working on this so much. I love the colors in her so much, and I am bound and determined that I'm going to finish this one this year. Bound and determined, you guys. My birthday is coming up in April, and then I will do a new start in April, whether it's a Mira or a Nora, but that will happen. And then I'm going to do Mira Mania again this year. Odin. Mira Mania again this year, that I've done the last couple of years, and I will be doing the same thing that I've done. I will start a new Mirabilia on a Monday and work on it for 5 days, do the vlog style, and show you the progress. But I really want to get one of these. I'm not going to get a Mira done by May, but I'm working on a goal to get this done by May, so then I can feel good about myself. I feel fine. It's fine. So anyways, those are kind of my upcoming plans a little bit in the next couple of months. So birthday start, and then May Mania. Okay, and then on Mondays I do Mira Monday Stitching hashtag on Instagram. And so every Monday when I remember, I try really hard to remember, like first thing when I wake up in the morning, to like just post it. And then sometimes it's like 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm like, or 11 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, ooh, I haven't done that yet. Oh goodness. And then sometimes it's well into the afternoon, and I'm like, where did the day go? But I do try. I do at least stitch on Monday. But the hashtag is Mira Monday Stitching, and so if you would like to follow along or stitch on that day and post your progress to that hashtag, and tag me at crossed by floss, crossed_by_floss. Whew, I will have it linked down below. But yeah, I love seeing the progress of people's Mirabilias, and it's just so much fun. I love it. I love it. Anyways, the one that I have been doing for the last few weeks is Shimmering Mermaid, and she's a beauty. This tail is just, it is just everything. I love it. So I will put a before picture in here, and you guys are going to be stunned by the progress I have made on her. Look at that. Yep. I am so thrilled. Look at this progress. The colors, you know, when I pulled the colors and I looked at the pattern and I was like, how is it these colors go together? Clearly I was not an art major. I am a great copier, because why reinvent the wheel? That's me. You know, everybody has gifts, and that is not one of mine. Putting colors together is not my gift. And so, you know, I looked at it and I was like, good Lord, how? But you know what? They do. And it is lovely. There's somebody else, oh, I forget who, I'm so sorry, but they're posting it to that hashtag Mira Monday Stitching, who is also doing this, and they've gotten quite a bit more done of the greens and purples in her tail here, coming up here, and it's so pretty. So this is going to be, obviously she's still on my Q-snap, and so she is going to be stitched on tomorrow, which is the 28th, for the last week of February, and I am going to do some more stitching in her for Monday, and then put her away for a little while, because I have another mirror that I would like to focus on for March. So I think every month I'm going to just focus on one mirror for the month of Mondays, and see how much stitching I can get done in that month. And yeah, and then somebody asked me, okay, my chart is in here, and if you can, you know, figure out, it's a working copy, not much of it. I'm not going to show much of it. In fact, I will hide even more of it. But somebody asked me how this little guy worked. And so I put it on my Q-snap, see, like that, and it moves around, right? Like it's great. And then I make a working copy, especially of my Mirabilias, because they are large. So I will make a working copy, focus in on an area, and then put that sheet in here. And then as I, you know, move it to where I need it, and then when I'm stitching, I have it. If it needs to go in, if it needs to go down, if I want to move it somewhere else, I can. And then I highlight the areas that I have stitched. So that's what I do with mine, and it works fantastically. I'm in love. Okay, so I also did work on Mirabiliadesigns 1888, I think it is, by RolandDesigns.com. I think it's in my car, because I couldn't find it this morning when I was getting ready for Flosstube. So, okay. How about we talk about purchases? So while we were in Portland, of course, I have to go to Acorns and Threads, and honestly, I had to go to Acorns and Threads anyways, because I had signed up for something at Acorns and Threads, and unfortunately wasn't able to attend the Zoom event. And but because I had not, you know, I go to Acorns and Threads at least once every couple of months, and so I knew that this event was coming, and so I said, no, I will come in and pick up my kit. And so I had to go there to get that anyways. But while I was there, I did a little shopping. And this time I remembered my bag. I never remember my bag. Never remember my bag. But this time I did. So let me show you what I bought. And it was really funny. It was not super busy in there, but the people who were in there had a lot that they were buying. And so at one point we ended up with a line. And who had hot flash in the line? This girl did. So here I am with pattern, and I'm like waving myself because oh my gosh, I was dying. And of course the little and my daughter were in the car, and but yeah, it was pretty funny. I also purchased the Acorns and Threads. It has a coupon book. I don't know if they have any more left. You would have to call the store and ask, or email. But I rarely remember to ask about my coupon book too. And now I have to keep my coupon book with me. And that's always a challenge for me. So I'm hoping I can remember to put it in my glove box. And so next time I go. But anyways, in February, it was floss that was in the coupon book. So I had to go back out of the line to get some floss. And so I'm going to show you that really quick. All my flosses. So I just went quickly to the DMC with the numbers that I knew for sure I needed. And I picked up a few DMCs. Man, I tell you guys, floss is getting to be at a premium. All the colors that I knew for sure I needed, she didn't have either. So, yeah. But because the flosses were on the coupon book, I went to the Classic Colorworks and I bought a couple of, I didn't even have a plan. But then I saw this Erin Go Emerald. Oops, dropped one. Okay, do you see the colors of that? It is this beautiful deep green. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm thinking that I'm going to do a sampler in this color. It's beautiful. It makes my little Irish heart happy. And it was even better that it was Erin Go Emerald. And then I picked up another ribbon red just because I like this color. And then Mermaid's Fin, this beautiful blue. So I just think that those will be really nice red and blue together color. So I picked those up. And then, of course, you know, had to go to the fabric. And I bought another 18 count, easy count Ada piece of fabric, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do on this later. And then, okay, so then I went to the new patterns. The new patterns. She's got a basket that is all of the new patterns, new releases. And so I got Oh Lucky Day by Brenda Gervais. With Thy Needle and Thread. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yikes. So anyways, lovely. I mean, who doesn't resist a little leprechaun with a rainbow? A gold rainbow at that. So pretty. Anyways, I picked that up, and then those were not new. Okay, this Fox and Rabbits Designs Lady Queen. Yes, Lady Queen. Oh my goodness, this is getting started ASAP. It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. I know that they use their fabric. Fox and Rabbit Designs has their own line of fabric, and they're doing it on 40 count paper bark. I will do it on a 20 count Ada, and I might dye my own to kind of come up to the color that is in. Oi, I am so sorry. That's horrible. I could have taken it out of the bag, but then noise. Then Mirabilia had a new, Nora Corbett had a new release, and this is called the Snow Maiden. So I picked her up. So pretty. So pretty. And then, excuse me, sorry. And then, while I was standing in the line, and it was taking a while, there's all these glorious charts that are around you. And so, you know, I'm fanning myself and now looking it around at more glorious charts, and I had to buy more. So I found this Barbara Anna. Okay. This Barbara Anna chart, and it is called Midnight. Is that right? Yes, Midnight. So pretty, so pretty. And then I love Cottage Garden Designs. Is it samplers? Cottage Garden Samplers. And I saw this one, Love is in the Air. And I thought, oh, that's really cute. Mr. G and I like that. Yeah, anyway. And then Summer Bliss. Oh, look at the bird and look at those flowers. Oh, look at those flowers. I mean, never mind, there's a house in the background, but look at those flowers. Absolutely stunning. So I did not do horribly. I definitely have done worse. So I was pretty proud of myself that that's really all I picked up, and was a very good girl. So the other thing that I have done, I will show you a little bit of my thrifting finds. I have been thrifting, oh my goodness. And I have picked up a couple of items, and they're really truly cross-stitch related. So there you go. I was at one of my local thrift stores, and I found this chart there, and it is from the Needle Love Company. I'd never heard of them, and it's called the Friendship Sampler. And I was like, somebody obviously had it in a garage sale for like 50 cents, right? And then the store was selling it at 25% off. And then Goodwill, no, Value Village? Yeah, Value Village was selling it for $1.49. Where was that garage sale? And then also, there was quite a few of these cross-stitch and country craft magazines. And so I sat there, and I did not sit, I stood, and I thumbed through all of the magazines. There was probably 20 some odd of them. And I picked the ones that I knew I really wanted to do something out of. They were only 99 cents, but you know, if I don't need it, and I clearly have enough to stitch, so it's not like, you know, it was imperative that I brought them all home. And then at the same store, but different times, I found another one of these milk glass dishes, $1.49, you guys. I now have 6 of these. And one in pink. So simple. And then look at this guy. Look at this. I was so thrilled. I am looking more for the milk glass items, but I also like the greens and yeah. But anyways, I saw this little guy, and it's Avon. Back in the day, Avon. Do you guys remember those? Finding Avon pieces is hard. And so again, I think that this guy was like $2.99. Not leaving that there. Everything is like absolutely pristine. I was just so thrilled. And then I'd just gone the other day. I actually posted this on my Instagram because I was so impressed with myself. I found this frog. Look at this flower frog, you guys. And it's huge. It's huge. It's real heavy. It has little bumpies on the bottom. I don't think some of my other frogs have bumps on the bottom. So I don't know if it just sat on a table and because it's raised a little bit with the bumpies on the bottom. But anyways, $3.99, and it's again in pristine condition. And so it's going to hold scissors, more scissors. There's no judging here, right guys? Oops, put that in there. Actually, it fits fantastically in my little milk glass thing. And then finally, I also found this piece. Look at the bumpies on this. I love it. I love it. This is going to go on my desk back here, and it will hold pins and safety pins and little doodads and things. It's perfect. It's not too deep, and so perfect. Also, super cheap. Okay, I also, because, you know, there's sellers on Etsy. Oh no, I have one more thrifty thing I'm going to show you guys. One of the stores that I go to, one of the thrifting stores I go to, they get some unusual things. And I happened to be in there one day when this was there. So I'm calling this a fire screen. I'm pretty sure it's a fire screen from back in old. But if you look at it, let's see. It is needlepoint. I think so. Needlepoint. It is so beautifully done. Unfortunately, it wasn't stretched very well. And put in here, but holy doodles, absolutely gorgeous. And everything about it is perfect. Just perfect. So yeah, not a lot of money either. I was like, I will take that. And it's funny because I picked it up and I'm carrying it around the store, and it's fairly heavy. And this is a store that they don't have shopping carts at. They sell a lot of like furniture and home things, and what people donate. And so I'm carrying it around the store, and this guy is following me, and he is like, oh, you really got a great deal. And he is like, you are buying that, right? And I said, oh yeah, of course I am. I think that it will look lovely in front of my fireplace that I never use, right? And he is like, yeah, I was telling my wife about it, but you picked it up before I got to it. And I'm like, sorry about that. I'm sorry that your wife is not getting a lovely gift today because I bought it. Okay, and then Etsy. There are some fantastic sellers on Etsy, as we all know. And this is the fault of Kim, the Contented Stitcher, and not really her fault. Flosstube is such a great place to be enabled, right? Yeah, we all go there to be enabled. We all watch. So she 100% enabled me, and this is a design by Quaint Rose Needlearts. She also has a Flosstube. And my understanding is that she is going to, for market, have a couple of additional charts that she'll put up on her Etsy. And so I'm kind of looking forward to that. But I printed this out off of my computer, and I did just the color front, but I did black and white for the pattern, which is really, really lovely. It's big, very, very well detailed. Yeah. So anyways, I, at some point, am going to do this pattern, and many people have been putting it in the clock that is pictured for the model. And if you want to see, Kim has done hers, and she shows you, how she's taken it apart and put the fabric in and done all the things. But this is a clock from Hobby Lobby. Then another Etsy seller, and this actually is Denise from Black Ribbon Studio and Memphis Sarah fault. Denise was showing a Mickey Mouse coffee chart that her and Sarah were going to start together, and encouraged anybody who would like to join in to join in with them. And I love the chart. I thought the chart was super cute. I like coffee. I love Mickey, and you know, the colors were fantastic, very monochrome, and kind of liked it. So I went to the seller, who is ZAnnaCrossStitch. I will link below. But while I was there, I had to look at the patterns, of course, because I wasn't just going to buy one pattern, because who does that? Okay, lots of us do. But anyways, she had patterns. I love Evil. I love Disney Evil. And so she had a couple of charts. She had this Ursula. Okay, I love Evil and I love shoes. I also love purses. But she had this Ursula shoe that I was like, I need to do. Okay, so I print out the pattern, right? So I buy it, I print out the pattern. It is full coverage. All this, everything is stitched. It is stitched. It's got color. So that's where that 18 count easy count fabric is coming into play. And she's a big girl too. She's 300 by 300, so she's a big girl. She's Ursula. And then Maleficent. Sleeping Beauty is my favorite. My absolute all-time favorite. Everybody is like, isn't it Little Mermaid because of your red hair? No. I like mermaids and everything, and I love Little Mermaid. Ariel is very special. I like her. And but I love Sleeping Beauty. And Maleficent, she's so misunderstood. So when I saw her shoe, yeah, I'm getting these ones up real quick. She's a bit bigger than Ursula. She's 318 by 343. And again, full coverage because all of this is stitched. And at first I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll just pick an 18 count like white Ada and just do this shoe. But the more I looked at the pattern, it needs to have the background. You know, you don't want to see the fabric. You want to see the stitching. And so I'm gonna take a long time. That's okay. So those are the patterns I bought. Okay, and then my quick during President's Day weekend, Peacemakers was having a sale. I think it was 15% throughout the site, I think. Or maybe it was just on Peacemakers Originals. Anyways, whatever it was, I purchased. And it came in this lovely box. And I got a bunch of needles. 26 and 28. Did I buy 26 and 28? Or maybe 24 and 26? I don't remember. But anyways, I bought a lot because I use a needle per project, and then when the project is done, I get rid of my needle. I have issues. I don't know if it's the oils in my skin and my skin itself. I don't know, but my needles tarnish after a while. And I start developing sores from the needle. So when that starts happening, I throw my needle out and get a new one. And so I do go through quite a few needles, and I use different size for different fabrics. So, and after a while too, your needle gets dull, right? As you're poking it through the linen and everything. And so if you are doing fractionals, you want a nice sharp needle. So I purchased those. And then also last video, I showed you my scissors that I bought. Oh, here they are. And they didn't have anything to go over the sharpness of the needle. And I'm trying to see if I have the, I'm sorry, I'm not organized enough, obviously. Yeah, they didn't have a cover to go on the needle, the scissors, and let me tell you, they are super, super, super sharp. And I like to have a pair of scissors in my project bag, and I stabbed myself getting my scissors out one day because I did not have a cover on them. So I rectified that, went to Amazon and purchased a package. That's the number. I bought them on Amazon. If I can find the link, I will link it below. They were not very expensive at all. Just leather sheath scissor cover, I think it's called. And I got 6 in here. Is there 6 in here? Yes, 6 pieces. And so in my bag it went. Plus I also realized that if you don't cover your scissors and they're super sharp like that, the chances of making holes in your fabric too is pretty good. Okay, oh, and then I just, okay, this is a PSA, it's a PSA. You know, spring is coming, and so all of us ladies, you know, mask mandates are starting to drop everywhere, and, you know, people are definitely going out, you know, spring is coming, spring, summer, which means, you know, we'll be shedding our winter clothing and putting on sandals and all of those things. And some of us haven't been to get a pedicure for quite some time. I am a faithful pedicurer, and I like to at least once a month get my toes done. But since COVID, I have not gone and done that. I have had my nails done recently, but my pedicures have not. And over the winter and the 2 years of COVID, my feet has suffered a little, and because, you know, they've been not looked after as well as they normally have been. And so I found this stuff. You guys all know that I have this love of Naked Bee, and whoever, I can't remember who suggested the Naked Bee when I was saying that my hands were really dry. Naked Bee has been a godsend, and they have this restoration foot balm. Comes in this nice tube and everything, and you just, you know, put it on your bottoms of your feet, and then I put cotton socks on after to keep everything in. I will tell you, I've been using it for like 2 weeks now. You get 2 tubes. Yes, it's pricey. I want to say it was $25 for both, and they come in a 2-pack. You probably can get a 1-pack, but it's going to be more money, right? So, but I've been using it for 2 weeks, and the difference is astounding. So, PSA. All right. How about Spotlight on a Stitcher? Yeah, okay. Spotlight on a Stitcher is somebody that I find is either recommended to me by maybe comments in my Flosstubes, or somebody has reached out to me, or it is a suggestion on my Flosstubes. And so this one actually was a suggestion. And the suggestion was because of Mirabilia's. She came up as a suggestion because of Mirabilia's. So what is her name? Her name is Catherine, and she is the Needleberry Stitcher. Again, I will link it below. She has 11 videos. She started in January of 2022 doing Flosstubes. She now has just a little over 1,000 subscribers, so way to go, Catherine. She's got 11 videos, but what got me was the Mira pattern collection. So she's got 2 videos that she goes through her Mira collection. I think she has every Mira that has been produced, and she goes through every single one of those. I started the first video, collection 1, And I was so impressed that I just immediately went to her very first video, and I'm going to work my way up because, you know, you get to know somebody, and if I'm in the progression of the video, and so I wanted to get there before I heard everything about her mirrors and the chatting that will go along in that. So she started stitching in the 90s, I guess, and it was funny because she's like, oh, I have 79 whips, as if that was like a lot of whips. And I'm like, there's some of us who have like, I mean, FiberartsAmy has, what did she say, like 300 whips? I mean, maybe not quite that many. I mean, I have over 100. So yeah, 79, and she's been whittling them down. In her videos, she's been finishing some. So, she does obviously Mirabilias and Nora Corbett's, but she also does a lot of full coverage, and whether that's Hades or Tilton Crafts or Dimension Kits, whatever. And the great thing is that she has done a whip parade of each one of those. So like she did a whip parade in one video of her full coverage, and a whip parade of the Dimensions kits, and a whip parade of like her smalls, you know, other categories, whip parade of her Mirabilias and Fancy Ladies, like so she's really broken them down, and so that means that her videos are not super long. The 2 Mirabilia collection videos are long, and I can't wait. I'm actually going to watch her today. So if you're interested in Mirabilias or full coverage or anything like that, Needleberry Stitcher Catherine is a good person to watch. And then speaking of Mirabilias, if you have not watched these videos yet, FiberartsAmy, Amy, did 3 videos dedicated to her Mirabilia stash, just her Mirabilias. I'm hoping she does her Nora's next, for real, Nora's. Come on, Amy, you can do it. But she was encouraged by Kitschy Whips on Instagram to do a dive into her Mirabilia charts, and she did, and oh man, 3 videos, you guys. Each, I mean, it's a little over 4 hours, I think, for the 3 videos, but you know what? Stitch. Well, yeah, I mean, it was so much fun. Craft while you're listening. I did not. I was glued. I was glued to the videos because I didn't want to miss anything. So I was not stitching at the time. I was glued. My 4 hours, it was the most enjoyable 4 hours I've had. It was great. It was fantastic, and I loved it. So if you are, you know, there are many, many, many people who do Mirabilias, and you know, if that is what you're looking for, there's a new person to watch, besides myself and FiberartsAmy and Stitchin Mommy and Nadine Nad's X Stitch and Dizzy Stitcher. I mean, there's so many of us. There's so many of us who stitch Mirabilias. And you know, one of my bucket list items is that maybe I get to be a model stitcher for one of those luscious Mirabilias that is coming out, but I would do mine on Ada. And I know that the designers don't, you know, they don't really want, I'm guessing they must not want their model stitched on Ada, which is too bad, but it's a bucket list that maybe one day some designer will reach out and say, I would love for you to do a model stitch for me on 20 count Ada. Or 16 count Ada, aka Mirabilia. Anyway, that's just funny. Okay. What else has happened? I've binge watched a couple of shows if you're interested. The Gilded Age, you guys. If you like, if you were a Downton Abbey fan, or is it the Queen? I always get it mixed up. The Queen. No, the Queen is not even. The Downton Abbey. If you're a fan of Downton Abbey, there was another show that I binge watched that was very like in the you know, high society, not Bridgerton, because that was different. Anyways, The Gilded Age. Go watch The Gilded Age. I think it's on HBO Max. It's on HBO Max. I highly enjoyed, and episode 5 came out last week, and so I had binge watched 1 through 4, and then was so happy to see 5, and apparently they're coming out with a season 2. I'm very excited about it. And then the other one, complete opposite, is Pennyworth. And so if you are a fan of Batman and the beginnings of Batman and things like that, Pennyworth is the butler. That's Alfred was the butler, he was not, of Batman's dad, Thomas Wayne, and it basically goes to how he got to be involved with the Waynes and his life before and all of that. And so it's actually really cool. Mr. G and I are watching it, and of course he had to go on Tuesday or Wednesday morning, and so Tuesday night we're in episode 5, and you know 6 is coming up, and I'm like, oh, and it's like 10 o'clock at night, and he's got to leave at 5 in the morning. And so I was like, oh man, really want to watch that, but you know what's going to happen. You have to watch the next one. And so I had to pinky promise him that I would not watch the shows until he came back. I don't know why I had to pinky promise, because he watched the Book of Boba Fett without me, so whatevs. Okay, I think that's all. That's all, you guys. Talking about stitching, all the things. Oh yeah, this was a long one. I apologize. Hopefully you got some awesome stitching in if I was talking and or crafting, doing whatever you were doing. And so I will leave you with this. Have a really wonderful week. I hope to be back maybe next week for a Stitch with Me, where I will talk even more about our escapades of dress shopping and hotel and buying donuts and all kinds of stuff that happened. And if not, for sure I'll be back in the next 2 weeks to do another update video of whatever I worked on. Follow me on Instagram, and you know, please be kind. Be kind to everyone you meet. You don't know who or what they're dealing with. And I think we all need a little bit more kindness in our world. So have a wonderful one, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then.